Hey, it's Carl and Lori with Inspiring Lives.
And we are here to share our journey with you. So over the last 10 years, well, really decades, we're learnaholics.
We are.
And I would say there's a bit about both of us that are idealists. So we have been in pursuit of living a life that we have wanted to create. And we just want to share some of the things that we've learned.
Our experiences.
Add value.
What's worked, what hasn't worked.
What has not worked with you. So the first conversation we're going to have on this video today, is about
business ownership.
Business ownership.
A lot of people today are looking to start their own business because, let's face it, a lot of people see that as a way towards time freedom, perhaps financial freedom.
Or just adding more control over their lives.
More control over their lives, setting their own hours, etc. And so we want to talk about the top 5 I'd say things to consider.
We cut each other off.
We do.
Just
it's just how it goes. This is raw, unedited. So the top 5 things to consider when starting a business, and
that we're very passionate about.
We're passionate about. We see a lot of pitfalls with people that start businesses that struggle, and 10 years ago we were looking at all sorts of different types of businesses, and so we were in a situation where we had to pay off debt. We had a huge.
No one can relate.
We needed cash flow, and we needed it now. And we wanted to make some serious choices around what would provide a better life for us in the future.
And I think people look to the conversation of business ownership for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's, people find life has happened and they're looking for retirement, and they're saying, how can we add some extra income or give ourselves more freedom as we head into retirement or as we prepare for retirement?
Yeah. Or some people, perhaps you got a downsizing, a layoff. I mean, in my case, I went through.
I was older.
I went through the technology bubble, and after 3 layoffs, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go work for myself and figure this one out. But let's get into the
3 layoffs.
Oh, yeah, surprise! See, she even learned something about
it. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So let's talk about the one I think we're most passionate about. A lot of people today start a business and they start with debt. In other words, they pay for something, either a franchise or starting a business opportunity or all the tools they need or whatever. They get into debt from day one when they start the business. And I will tell you, this, in my experience, is a big no-no. It sets you up for a huge struggle as you start your business. You're already behind the 8 ball. We want to get you into profit immediately. You want to get yourself into profit immediately, and starting with that.
We're not getting them into profit.
Well, we won't, but
here's the deal.
These sage words might.
Yeah. The number one tip that we have is no debt.
Yes.
So if someone wants to start a business, even if people want to go back to school, because we hear a lot of people wanting to go back to school to start a new career or something like that. Number one, no debt.
Student loans are a huge burden on thousands and thousands of people.
Now, other people may disagree.
Well, sure.
That's totally okay.
Absolutely.
But here's what we want to say. It's about stress. So if you're on a big learning curve and you're changing a lot of things in your life, debt makes it more stressful and stacks you against success. And then you're in a urgency, stressed out mode, trying to keep up with debt maybe you already had, and then you've added to it.
Yeah.
And so we highly recommend no debt. Even if you're going to purchase a franchise, because lots of people do that, save up the cash. Get a side job.
There are businesses you can start absolutely debt-free. You don't need to go that route. Yeah. So if you're looking at that. That's the number one tip, no debt. Look again. No
buying inventory. Because what's really popular right now is, starting your own eBay store?
Yeah, starting
Everyone wants to know how to start an online store.
Nothing against that.
Buying canisters or what do you call it? Shipments of products from China or whatever that is.
Just don't do it with that.
No debt. I actually listened to a podcast yesterday about a famous guy from a weight loss show. I don't watch TV. So anyway, and he lost everything he had. It was $300,000.
Yeah.
Because he ordered something from China. It came in wrong.
I can give you a dozen stories of personal friends of mine.
So no debt.
Too many. Number two, you want to have your family and your spouse and on board. They got to be on board. You got to have the whole team on board. Everyone has to see that this is the right way to start, that you're doing things hopefully without debt, and everyone needs to be on board. Now,
this is what we did wrong
I started a business 10 years ago.
without me.
She wasn't really on
I
board.
was not on board.
Now, okay.
I am now, but I was not on board.
Completely turned it around. We got cash flow happening, and the cash flow coming in really helped turn things around for her.
Yes, but that is way more stressful.
But it was really stressful. I mean, for 2 years, it felt like I was pulling an anchor behind me.
2 whole years.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
She doesn't remember. It's okay. It's
So
all good
anyway,
now.
highly
So
recommend.
get your family on board.
As in, like your kids,
Yeah.
not like your relatives and stuff. They don't need to all agree
everyone
with
needs
you.
to buy in if they're going to be, because you may be
Your
gone
spouse.
when you start a business, you got to put time into it that you may not have right now. So you got to get everyone
Yeah.
on board.
Okay, so number 3.
Number 3, if you have a job,
Keep it.
Keep it. Your income right now is essential. You need all the income you have when you're starting your new business. Now you're going to say, how am I going to do both? Well, you got to find a way to build your business part-time until your business more than replaces your job income. You see, that's insurance. That's a backup plan. That ensures that if something happens in your business, you've still got that income to rely on, to fall back on. Now you may
And it's
not.
less stressful. It's way more fun to be a business owner building a business when it's excess income at the beginning.
When it's extra, because you can save it, you can put it to expand your business in the future, but we like people saving it. So, and you can
we just think it's wise advice.
use it to pay off your debt. So
Less stress, stay married.
Yeah.
If you're married.
Until your business, I
Stay
say at least 2 times what your job is, until your business is paying you twice that, keep your job. Because
Or it's
important.
replaced it reliably. Not everybody's goal is to double their income.
I like doubling.
Okay.
My thing. Okay. Number 4.
Okay, number 4.
Finding a mentor who's already traveled the path that you're about to travel. Really important. You don't want to be the first to blaze this new trail.
And you don't want to wonder if you will blaze the trail.
You want to have proven success.
Multiple people, but
Already
a
done.
very clear mentor.
There should be dozens and dozens of others that you can look at and go, okay, well, they're at where I want to be in a few years, or they're at where I want to be financially,
So there are
regardless of the time frame.
there are like the Amazon starters or the Facebook starters, right? Who start a business that is wildly successful that never existed before.
True.
Highly risky.
Highly risky.
So you can do that. We recommend finding something if you're really, looking for something to replace your income and change your life. We want to look at something. I'm risk adverse. You would like more risk than I do. So I want to see something that this is the path.
That's why we're a good team, right?
Yeah. That's right.
but around that, you also want to see, like, you want
Duplicatable.
to see that everything's duplicatable. You want to see the books of the business of the mentor that who's going to be mentoring you. You want to see the numbers. You have to know everything about that path before you launch on it. Which
And if
brings
you're
us,
looking to buy someone's business, we hear this all the time when people talk to us about buying a business, and they haven't seen the books.
they haven't seen all the books.
You want to see the income, you
full
want to see the
disclosure,
profit,
everything,
and expenses and loss statements.
And if you're buying a business, know that the books you're being shown may not be 100% of the books. It's happened to a lot of people. So
you want to see a history. You don't want to see 1 year that was like their best year.
At least 3 to 5 years, and you want to dig deep on every area and look at where you want to expand the business to, and ask yourself, if I expand the business, what are the increased costs that I might incur along the way, etc.
And you don't want to buy on potential for the income.
No.
So not like this business could be expandable.
No. Don't.
You're buying on what it is.
It's called evaluation. Don't accept an evaluation that's higher than what the fundamentals of the business are showing today.
In our opinion.
Which brings us to the next one, number 5, which is related, but it's also distinctly separate. It's having a solid business plan.
So important.
So important. So you need to know every step along the way. What is next for you? What's the next step? In the first few weeks, in the first few months, in the first year. A business plan should be at least 12 to 24 months out. You want to have a 5-year plan in mind, but the first 12 months, you
want to see the activity.
You want to break it down.
And where it's going.
week by week in the
week
first
by
year.
week. Even if, you want to plan, you want to see what that plan is.
And this is where your mentor can help you a lot. Certainly if the mentor's already done that, been there, done that, and helped other people.
And here's what we see a lot too. We see a lot of people really passionate about something. Like maybe it's painting or cards. Our daughter, she makes these most beautiful watercolor
greeting
cards.
Yeah.
Greeting cards. It's not a plug for her, but she makes these beautiful, she's 13 years old. She loves to watercolor. And so we're talking about, is that a viable business? How scalable that, what's the business plan?
She's starting with no debt, so we're going to let her
test the
waters and see how it goes for her. She started a website. I don't even know how she did that.
She did that with Wix. Wix.
Yeah,
so cute. So cute.
Popped it
now
up
we're talking about Etsy. But anyway, before you start a business, even if you're really passionate about it, you have to have an idea of where it's headed. You don't have to know how, but you have to have an idea of where you're headed and what that business plan would look like. So many people get into a business because they're really excited about the product or service.
They're excited about, this is my passion, that's great. But I'll tell you what,
a business
your
plan.
passion may not pay the bills.
Your passion may not have a business plan that makes sense.
Yeah, without the business plan, I mean, it's great to be passionate about something, but without a solid business plan, that's what's going to pay your bills.
I've walked into businesses. Sorry, we cut each other off. It's just what happens.
One of the famous books, do what you love and the money will follow. Well, hang on. It's not always true, but if you read the book, he talks about having a business plan. He talks about the importance of having passion linked to the fundamental logic of the business. And we see this so many times where people just get all excited and they jump into something. Before they know it, they've created a little bit of debt. They're under a lot of stress, but that was their passion. And I'll tell you something, nothing kills passion more than stress.
And debt or loss or failing business. I just want to add I want to add one more piece to that, which is that business plans can be intimidating. We could do a whole video just on business plans, and not all people are numbers people.
It's true.
Very, very true. Not all people are numbers people, and a lot of people who are excited and passionate about having their own business are not numbers people.
Then you better find a partner who is.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're going to start a business, either you got to be numbers oriented a little bit to understand it, or you better find a partner who is.
Or take someone that that's already successful in business and really is financially and numbers oriented and loves spreadsheets. I'm a total geek. I love numbers and spreadsheets, and I'm quite a geek. Anyway, so you want to find someone like that and have them explain to you whether it works or it doesn't work, because we don't all think that way, especially if you're super creative and you have lots of ideas, which tends to be characteristics that you would find in an entrepreneurial business owner. So those are our 5 tips.
Those are tough. We've
got like 15 more.
Well, we have at least 5 more. We're going to save that for our next video.
We'll do another video.
And
thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for hanging, and thanks for listening. Till next time.
I got it.